Hello everyone, welcome back to the channel and welcome back to another UK indie show review. I am Dan, DP, or Dupreezy, whatever. And we're here to talk about Progress Wrestling's latest show, which happened on the 30th of December. So as I'm recording this, it was yesterday. Unboxing 6 and a movie. Not sure if you can tell, my voice, I'm a little, but my throat's a little shot. Otherwise though, I am fine. Not illness or anything like that, I'm fine. But we're not here for me. We're here for the review. So we can do that. There we go. So we are looking at Progress Unboxing 6 and a movie. This is the show that is traditionally done in the sense that nothing's announced beforehand. So in the past, they've had some bagging shows on this. Last year's was alright. It wasn't the same standard as previous years, but that is what it is. This is this year's, so let's just get into it. So the first match of the night was a three-way tag match, so like 3 tag teams. We had the team of Sunshine Machine, TK Cooper, and Chuck Mambo. We had the team of Sanity, Axel Tischer, and Big Damo, and the team of Mark True and Kieran Lacey, debuting here at Progress. If you're familiar with True and Lacey, you're familiar with a very high intensity, high speed, high offense, high octane kind of guys. I saw their match with Sunshine Machine at Purpose Wrestling Friday I'm in Love. It was an amazing match. Thoroughly recommend it. It's on their YouTube. Go check it out. But regardless of that, we're not here for that. They had their Great British Tag League in Rev Pro, and yeah, they did well there as well. So, amazing team and great pickup for Progress here if they show up more often. But the match itself, it was done in a way that the three-way tag matches should be done. It wasn't like 2 people in the ring while one team went on the outside. It was one person legal from each team. Majority of the match though was like sort of all over the place. It was like everyone in the ring, everyone doing spots. The referees did a very poor job of officiating that match. But it's whatever. Ultimately though, Sanity win with a tandem roll through driver. I don't know what it's called. It was like a pump handle driver slide through. I don't know what it's called. Anyway, they hit that and got the win over, I believe it was Kieran Lacey. Overall, I rated it 3.5 stars. It was a phenomenal way to get into the match. That's into the show. Sorry. After the match, of course, Sanity, declare that they're going for the tag titles and send a message to the Smoking Guns, the current champions. After that, though, we go into match 2. Kid Lycos 2 taking on Charlie Sterling and Yoichi. Yoichi is formerly Yoshiki Inamura from Pro Wrestling Noah. Still an up-and-coming guy, I'd say. He's been around for a few years, but as far as I'm aware, he's not had any titles yet. I could be wrong on that. I'm not fully clear up on Pro Wrestling Noah. So, hands up if I'm wrong there. But yeah, this was a triple threat match between the 3 guys I just mentioned. We had the Kid Lycos 2 of Lycos Jim, Charlie Sterling of the Talking Guns, and Yuichi of Pro Wrestling Noah. He's been in a few Progress shows before, but only in this year. But yeah, overall, Yuichi wins with a diving headbutt on Charlie Sterling. There was some stuff with Bullet coming in, and he essentially removed Lycos 2 from the situation. Whatever. But yeah, Yuichi wins, and ultimately, probably the best choice to win. I rated it 3 stars. This was a good match. It wasn't as good as the opening match, personally. I thought the opening match was a great way to kick off the show. This itself was a good mix of someone who's hated by the crowd, Charlie Sterling, because he's part of Dominatus Regnum, as well as someone who's a crowd favourite like Kid Lycos 2 because of Lycos Jim. Yuichi was sort of like the middle ground guy, but he had the look and he had the ability to put on a good show, and ultimately that is what was achieved. So, good stuff all around. We then get a segment. So I should have said so as well, but the host of this is not Miller, as it normally would be. It's actually Jerry Bakewell. So, cool. He's a very good guy who I've seen at Festival. I've seen him online as well. He's also known for Brindle Talent, if you watch that. So, anyway, so we have Detective Costa and the 265 OGs. I don't know names. It's just I know Malik, the hitter, and that's it. And then there's like three other guys. They come in and accuse host Jerry Bakewell of stealing the Proteus title belt, which is ridiculous, but whatever. Ultimately, though, the 0121 saved the day. So we had men like Doris and Dan Maloney from New Japan now, or from Bullet Club. Um, yeah, and then this goes into a match. This goes into the 0121, so Doris and Maloney against Malik and the 265 OGs. I don't know who was legal in this match. There was times when you had the big guy, you had the do-rag guy, and the guy with the chips. I don't know their names. And that's on me. And that's absolutely on me. I should know their names, but I don't. Um, but yeah, ultimately, the 0121 win the match with a driller and a 450 splash. I rated 2.25 stars. It went way too long for a match that probably should have been a minute or two. Uh, like, Maloney being there, perfect. Doris being there, perfect. Great. Malik being there, it was okay. He wasn't in his ring gear, which was also weird. Uh, okay. And then they had these two OGs, who I'm assuming are trained wrestlers. They must be trained wrestlers. But they didn't add anything to this. It was a glorified squash match that went on way too long than it should have. I rated 2.25 just because of Doris and Maloney. They're the sole reasons that it got that high rating. Then we go into the only advertised match of the night. So it was a street fight between Summer Miller and Tate Mayfairs. Those who know me and know, well, me, know I'm a big Mayfairs fan. I think he's one of the most promising talents to come out of Brit Wres in the last couple of years. The sky is the limit for him, and I'll be surprised if he's not signed to a big company within the next few years. But ultimately, though, in a street fight that went nearly half an hour, Tate wins with the Fisherman's Buster on the thumbtacks. I rated this match 4 stars. I thoroughly enjoyed this. And I don't mean it as a slight on Miller whatsoever, but I did not think he could pull off a match like this. So, fair play to him. He proved me wrong, and yeah, this match was great. I loved it. This was exactly what you wanted from a street fight. It was everything. And the only thing that the street fight didn't do was go to the street. But that makes sense because of public and all that. They went around the ring, they went outside the ring, they were in the ring, they were on the stage, they went to the bathrooms at one point. I couldn't even see what was going on, but I was still happy. Yeah, the match itself, I really enjoyed it. It went everywhere. There was plenty of action, plenty of weapons, and a slight obsession with a table. You'll see that when you watch the show, but yeah. But yeah, that was alright. And then that ended the first half of the show. So far, we've had one hiccup at the first half of the show, and other than that, it's been generally alright. And it's what you expect from the first half of an unboxing show when nothing's announced. Good stuff. So let's go into the second half of the show. Jay Bakewell is trying to tell a story about what happened. You can't finish it though, because here comes the Lana Austin experience. It's LA Taylor and Sky Spitzer. They're both here. And then their head face, the team of mother and daughter, Sasha Roth Martina, and her daughter, Millie McKenzie. This was a very fun match. It serves mainly as a tribute match for Mad Kurt. And I should say there was other people in the show so far who would wear Mad Kurt shirts. So Curtis Chapman, you know, rest in peace, man. Honestly, you're an inspiration to most of us people who, not even just wrestlers, like just everyone in Brit Wres, really, like insane. But yeah, this was a tribute to Mad Kurt. There was plenty of dabbing, and there was also the use of keyboards in this, which is very something that Mad Kurt would do in his matches. ultimately, though, the Lana Austin experience win the match after Martina pins. After Taylor, pins Martina. I rated this 2 3/4 stars. It was good. I'll be honest, nothing really stood out for me in this match. When I rate these things, I look at everything, and the tribute was good. But the match itself was standard. It was a bit better than standard, but that's mainly because of people like Minnie McKenzie and Sky Spitz and LA Taylor. But like, good match overall. Just not necessarily a strong start for the second half. It is what it is. After that, we go into a non-title match. For the not for any title, but the Progress World Champion Spike Trivet comes out, and he's challenging Wild Boar Mike Hitchman. That is your not first, but that is technically your second surprise of the night. Spike wins with the Kingslayer and a straight jacket submission. Don't know what he calls that. I rated this 1.5 stars. It was dull. It was kind of boring, uninteresting. Like, how you have Spike go from a massive, fiery match like Kid Lycos at Vendetta to Wild Boar on this, on an unannounced show, a show where you can have literally anyone turn up, and Wild Boar is your option. Like, I was discussing this with people online, and it was more a case of, I ain't got a problem with Wild Boar. I've just got a problem with his placement on the card, because he is in the realm of Progress. At least he is not necessarily a higher guy. So this was sort of a feeder for Trivet, and it didn't really sit well with most people. It felt uninspired. It's probably the right word I'm looking for there. You could have had There were so many options you could have done with this, and you went with that way. It's mind blowing. That's all. It's mind blowing to me how you did that, but whatever. After that, we go into a women's title match as champion Rio defends against Nina Samuels. Rio retains her with a convoluted roll up. Basically, there was some stuff with a chair, and then she couldn't hit the chair on Rio, and then Rio rolled her up, and then that was it. I rated this 2.25 stars. It felt surprisingly weak for Rio and Nina Samuels match. I don't know. You sort of see it and you're like, this should be a good match. This should be a really good match, and it just sort of felt lackluster. I don't know if it's because it was just following off the Trivet and Wild Boar match. I don't know. But afterwards, there was a post-match attack from Nina on Rio, and that's another title match in the future. Cool. Then we go to the main event of the night. A. Dennis and Kid Lycos. Lycos wins with the Swanton Bomb. 3.25 stars. It's great to see A. Dennis back in the Progress ring again, even though he was just there last year. But regardless of that, this was the saving grace of somewhat of an average to meh second half of the show. It kind of felt bittersweet though. This felt like Lycos' first match for the title, and it should be, like it should have been, Kid Lycos' first match with the title belt. Of course, he didn't win it, so this just feels a little bit weird. But yeah, the match itself was fine. Weren't the best of the night for me, and yeah, it was a fine main event. Just not what you'd want from unboxing. So going into what I feel about the show. So I can't remember if I reviewed the last unboxing last year. I'm pretty sure I did. I wasn't a huge fan of that because of the lack of, big names, the lack of, who aren't regularly on the roster. There was the same issue at this show. Like, I think we only had, Dan Maloney, which is fine. Dan Maloney's a great talent. But he's still someone who was only recently with Progress. Someone like Wild Boar, who I'm not sure how often he's at Progress shows, but I don't think it's often. Those were the only surprises. on a show that's meant to be entirely unannounced. It felt like this show was like more of a tuna show. The January, which unboxing absolutely shouldn't be. Unboxing is a separate spectacle from your rest of your storylines. Like you can use it as a way to progress some stuff, but ultimately it's not something for you to stat pad. It's not something for you to just fill out whatever you want to fill out. Like it's something that's meant to. Essentially, it's meant to be fan service. Unboxing, like you sell your tickets based on an event that isn't announced. Like that's insane. Like you get near a sellout every time you do it. Previous years, you've had big names come back. Like last 2 years, sorry, this year and last year, sorry, it's been it's been kind of average. It's not felt like a big show. It's not felt like something you went home happy with. Obviously, there's the tribute and stuff, which is fantastic, and it's heartwarming to see, and that is yeah, it's great that they did that. I mean, it was handled with professionally. It was done really well. Um, but yeah, I don't know. Here's hoping that the shows will get better because Vendetta wasn't a bad show. It was just a bit long, but other than that, it was fine. Vendetta was good. Like Vendetta, their super show was good for their inaugural super show. To go from that to this, kind of felt like a setup show, a tuna show, whatever you want to call it, and ultimately it didn't sit well with me. Uh, as someone who grew up watching progress wrestling and someone who really enjoyed the unboxing aspect of things, I couldn't miss my chance to go to this show. Uh, and I feel a little let down as a fan. Like personally, I mean, I'll still attend next year. I probably still will attend next year. It because like it's that thing. It's like 1 year you attend it, it's not great, and then the next year you say you're not going to attend it, and then something big happens. Like it's that thing that keeps pulling you back in. So I won't miss unboxing because it's just something I don't miss. Uh, but yeah, it's getting to the point where I don't want to lose unboxing. I like it, but we need to sort of up the ante a little bit. That's what I can say really about it. But with regards to that, that is the end of this review. Hopefully you've enjoyed watching. Hopefully you've enjoyed me and my thoughts. Uh, please give us a follow on all our platforms above my head here. That way. So we have our Twitch, our Instagram, our Threads, Twitter or X, and our Facebook. Uh, Everything there is posted to regularly except Threads, which we'll get to. We'll get to it. But otherwise, I've been Dupreezy. Please give me a follow if you feel so inclined. And yeah, with that out of the way, I'm going to be signing off. So, see ya.